So, good afternoon. It is Wednesday time for the helpful agent to give you tips. And then once again, no one left a comment, and that is fine. You can leave them or not. But I did get two different phone calls about finances, so I must go over finances again. I am so sorry. You know who I'm talking to, that 2 days before closing, your deal fell through because you got some incorrect information. The incorrect information that she got was someone told her, she said the lender told her that she could close, get a loan with her child support payments, which is true. However, her child support payments was through Cash App. They can't compute it. There's no paper trail on it. None of that. So the lender couldn't do it. And secondly, she works for herself. So when you work for yourself, sometimes you don't keep accurate records. And she would have her clients swipe the Cash App, Venmo, and that's how she got her payments. So 2 days before closing, 2 days, people, that is terrible. You're all packed up, you're ready to go to closing and get your new keys and move into your home, and now you can't because your deal fell through for lack of funding. So I said, I need to go over finances again. So this is what I'm going to do today. Today we're going to talk about the mortgage pre-approval checklist. People, this is very, very important. I do not want a deal to go by, fall through, because you weren't educated on what you needed. The helpful agent, which is me, is going to tell you this is what you need for your loan to go through. You need copies of your identification. The bank or mortgage lender will want to see your government issued ID. So providing copies of your driver's license or passport is a must. And that's for everyone who's going on that loan with you. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, you have to have copies of your Social Security card. Again, for everyone that's going to be on that loan. If you don't have these things, start digging. Have a folder, put aside all the documents into this folder so when they ask you, you won't have to run around looking for them. You'll already have them. Okay? Thank you. Next is your pay stubs. You can provide proof of your income in the form of pay stubs. If you work for yourself, you can gather your profit to loss statement for your business. But if you're covering the down payment with a gift, again, you have to get a letter from the person that's gifting you the money. They have to show where the funds came from their bank account, savings account, checking account, wherever. They have to have a paper trail. After 9/11, all of these things became high priority because they need to know who's funding, who's helping, where you're getting your money from. Is it legal or illegal? So, all right. And remember, gift is not a loan. They have to say they're giving you the money, not loaning you the money. They're gifting you the money. You do not have to pay it back. I like gifts like that anyhow. And now we have your tax documents. So make sure you gather all your tax returns, your 1040s, W-2s, dating back for at least the last 2 years. And again, if you're self-employed, you can provide your 1099, and they will help give your lender a complete picture of your most recent income. Okay, now for your bank statements. You should gather bank statements of all your accounts dating back the past 60 days. So make sure you provide records of your savings account, your checking account, your money market accounts, your certificate of deposits, and other banking products. And this brings me to my second question that I was asked. I have a friend, MPA, she know who she is, she's listening. She did not want to spend her down payment, her money for her house. So in September of last year, she took a big chunk of money out of her bank account and opened up a brand new bank account for her son. She put it in a trustee account so she wouldn't touch it. Rather than getting a CD, I guess the trust account paid more interest, but she thought she was doing good. No, 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 no. Once she opened up that trust account for her child, that is no longer her money. That's her child's money. So now she has her down payment locked up in her child's money, and the lender told her, that's not your money, sweetie. You got to leave it there. That's your baby money. And if you use it, it's like she is stealing from her child. So this is how we rectify that. I told her to take out what she needed out of her son's trust account, put it back into the same bank account that she took it from. So now she has a paper trail. She took it out, she opened up a new account. Now she's going to take what she needs out and put back in her bank account, paper trail, right? We can prove that. Now, since she put it in a trust account, now when she put it back into her regular savings account, she can't touch it. It has to be seasoned. So now she has to put her house hunting and her contract. I hope she don't find a house that she really wants, because that money has to sit there for at least 60 days to be seasoned in her account. So if you want to find a sure way to save money and not touch it for your house, do not open up a trust account for your children. Buy a CD, put it in a high interest rate CD, 3 months, 6 months, where you don't touch it. But please do not put it in a trust account for anyone, because now it's no longer your money, it's theirs. All right, so we got that out the way. Now, far as the documents that you need to get pre-approved, we're not talking about pre-qualified, because pre-qualification letter means nothing really. They're taking your word that you say you make $100,000 a year and blah, 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 and they do a couple of calculations and they say, okay, you could go look for a house that's $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. But when you get pre-approved, then you need all these documents that I just told you. You need your identification, social security card, pay stubs, tax documents, bank statements, all your retirement accounts. Even if you don't plan on borrowing any money from your 401k to cover the mortgage, you still want them to see how much money you have. So you're going to get your retirement account statements for the past 2 months. And just the presence of these assets, just the presence of them saying I got X amount of dollars, may increase your chances of having a lender pre-approve you. So if you have these accounts, show them. If you don't want to use them, by no means use them. Leave your retirement money where it is. Okay, now if you have investment account statements, do you have a brokerage account or other taxable investments? If so, include the statements for those too. That money is an asset that the lender will view favorably for you. And then last, you have to do your records of your debt obligations. So your lender is going to take a magnifying glass to your income, your debt obligations, before you get pre-approved for a mortgage. So be sure to have a record of all your monthly payments ready. You include your rent, you include your utilities, your groceries, your credit card debt, your student loan payments, your car payments, your utility bills, and services like phone and cable and any regular payments that you make. Give them all of that. And your credit history. That's where I spoke to you about debt to income ratio. And that's where your debt to income ratio will serve as a major factor determining whether you get pre-approved. So gather your recent statements for credit cards and any other interest-bearing debt that you owe. If you don't have a traditional credit history, you can provide documents like utility bills. A real close friend of mine, Raphael, when he came down here 10 years ago, he thought paying cash for everything was the way to go, and he did not have any credit. So we had to take his phone bill payments and his electricity bill payments, his utility, all his utilities. And a lender let him get a FHA loan. So that was good. But had he not paid those utilities on time, then he would have been in trouble. So thank you, Ralph, for paying your bills on time. Okay, so your lender will look at your credit report, but it's never a bad idea to review yours online for free because the lender has a code that they put in so you don't get no hard knock for your credit. Okay, so let's think about all of that. So I hope that that helps someone out there um, to get ready for the lender to get your pre-approval letter, not pre-qualification, pre-approval, because that's what you're going to need. Because I just feel so terrible that 2 days before closing, she wasn't able to close on her home. That couldn't have been a good feeling. And I don't want that to happen to no one else if I can help it. And then once you get pre-approved, they do what they have to do with the underwriters. Then they'll tell you how much home you can look for. And then you start your home search. And then when you find a home, you call your lender immediately. I found this house that I really like. It's a little bit more than I thought it would be. It's $550,000. Can I work with this? And then they'll run the numbers and tell you, yeah, you qualify for, we're only going to give you a loan for 500, so you have to pay that other 50 on your own. But at least you know. And knowing is everything, people. So then they will give you proof of funds. Because when you put in an offer for that home, Miss Fran, they're going to want the pre-approval letter and proof of funds. That means that your loan has went through an underwriter, and guess what? The bank is guaranteeing that you're going to get that $500,000. Thank you so much. I know I went over and I apologize, but you guys have a wonderful rest of the week. And if you have any more questions, please do like you've been doing. Facebook, inbox me, text me, call me, leave a comment. But thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.